Hi, Lauren here from The Happiest Woman Alive. Welcome back. Thank you for watching my videos. If this is your first video, you can go watch all my other ones too. Today I want to talk about marriage and the effects of dramatic weight loss on marriage, because this is something that I researched for a long time, before I had surgery, after I've had surgery, and even recently, because I've been wanting to make this video for a couple of weeks, but I couldn't find any solid evidence. When I first had weight loss surgery, I was told the divorce rate after weight loss surgery was 75% within the first 2 years. I found no solid evidence of that number. And even in my own life, most of the people I know who were married before they had surgery are still married now. And even happily married. What I can tell you is that if your relationship is unhealthy prior to weight loss surgery, it will not get better afterwards without a lot of work. The divorce rate is already 50%, and I fully believe that weight loss surgery speeds up that process. Things change after you have weight loss surgery. Personally, you'll become more confident, you'll have more self-care, more self-esteem, and you're going to feel good, and you're going to look good. Things that have changed for me: I get hit on by people. That never happened before I had weight loss surgery. People treat me so differently. They're nicer, they're more welcoming, they're more open with me, and I don't know if it's because I look better or because maybe my confidence and my happiness is more apparent because I wasn't happy before. But what I can say is that people change how they see you. So you're going to change how you see the world. Now, there's two things that people have to watch out for after weight loss surgery, and this is a big deal. After you've had weight loss surgery, you're going to notice that your pool of fish has gotten bigger. Because when you're morbidly obese, your options for people who are interested in you are very slim. And the more weight you lose, the bigger that those options get. Now, to me, the fact that my husband has been with me since I was 19 years old and has seen me fluctuate in weight, from 200 pounds to 285, now down to 145, he loved me at every size. He even told, and a friend of mine who's had surgery, her husband even said, they look at pictures of us at our heaviest and they're like, I never saw you that big. I didn't realize that was happening. We don't pay attention to things like body fat as much as people think we do. So no, my husband didn't even realize I was that big. And that's love to me. So yeah, my pool of fish has gotten bigger. But I still have the one who doesn't care about my appearance as much as he does about me. So that's something that's going to change. Your focus is going to change. You're either going to appreciate what you have or realize that it's not what you want, and you're going to go try and find something else. The rate of infidelity, on the other hand, is quite high after bariatric surgery. Cheating is never okay to me. If you are unhappy enough in your relationship to seek comfort other places, you should absolutely be getting divorced before you do that. Or go to therapy instead. Now, that's how I've changed. That's what's happened with me. I feel good. I look better. People notice me. And I have options. I'm still choosing my husband. Now for him, this is the hard part. I've been talking to him periodically over the past few weeks about this, because our relationship has gotten pretty rocky after my weight loss surgery. A lot of times people talk about how their spouses loved them when they were really big, and they should be happy when we lose weight. But what's really happening is your spouse is losing a person. They're losing the person they love. Now, your relationship really shouldn't be dependent on certain things, but sometimes they are. Such as if your bonding is over food or inactivity, your spouse is losing that person that they bond with over their food. If your spouse is typically makes bad choices when it comes to eating and drinking and inactivity, and you were their partner in doing that, you're going to have to remove yourself from that. And they're either going to be stuck doing it alone, or they're going to be forced to change. And, it's not always fair to them. And it is going to bring up feelings of guilt, shame, vulnerability, loneliness. Your spouse is going to go through a lot of changes too. So you have to be on board with this together and let your spouse know this is what can happen after weight loss surgery. I fully think that, my husband lost his partner. He loved eating horribly and watching movies and doing nothing. And now I'm like, hey, let's go do fun stuff. And he doesn't think it's fun. Like, he doesn't want to go hiking like I do. He doesn't want to go to, he loves amusement parks. So we've kind of come to terms with the fact that we go to a theme park or a water park. He goes and does things now with me that we never did. But I have more energy than he's ever had, and he works full time, and I'm home with the kids. So when he gets here, I get excited, and I'm like, hey, let's go do something. And he's like, okay, let's go eat. And to me, it's like, well, let's do something besides eat. And then there's nothing to do. So, we both have our bad habits from the past that we are trying to overcome. So it's something you're going to have to understand is your relationship will change. If your relationship was ever based around food, inactivity, your weight, those things change. Also, something that is a big deal that changes is when I was really, really big, I did nothing for myself. I didn't get myself drinks. I didn't get myself food. My husband would do everything for me. He was constantly my gopher. Like, I forgot my cell phone charger in the living room, and he'd jump up and go get it. And that was a real strain on our relationship. I never really asked him to do those things, but maybe I did. And then it just got into a habit of him doing things for me. And now I'm like, for example, when we were going to bed last night, I realized I had left my cell phone charger in the living room. And he had walked in the room, sat on the bed, and I could feel him just starting to relax. I went to plug in my cell phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot my charger in the living room. And he goes, I just sat down. And I looked at him, and I smiled, and I said, I was just saying it. I'm not asking you to do it. You go ahead and lay down. I'm going to go get it. And I got up and got my charger. And I realized that he did those things for me because he loved me. But they were a strain on him. Constantly having him do everything for himself and me was a huge strain. And now I do things for myself. If he wants to do something for me, that's really sweet. But if he feels obligated to do it, and I've told him this, if you feel obligated, don't do it. I can do it for myself. Don't do me any favors if you don't want to. Because I am a big girl and I can get up and get my own drink. So that's where our relationship is. We're learning to adjust to the new dynamic. So your husband is going to not only lose his partner in crime, but he's also going to lose the person who depended on him. Or your wife, whoever. And obviously my relationship experiences are not going to be always the same as yours. So I'm just giving you examples. But, they lose their partners, that do bad things with them. They lose their dependent person, the person who needs them 24/7 because you won't. And, now they have this confident, energetic person next to them and they don't know what to do with it. Sometimes it causes bitterness. Sometimes that's what causes relationships to end. And then sometimes we learn to work through it. My husband and I have a lot of work to do. We have a long ways to go to really get to know our new relationship. Things get better. Your sex life will get better because it becomes easier. Going out together becomes easier. I'm less insecure, so I don't make a big deal out of doing things with him, like going to a water park. I'm easier to deal with now. The hardest thing for us is food, because we have such different needs now, because he wants to eat healthier, but he doesn't know what he can eat, and he can't live off of my diet because I had surgery and he didn't. So, after you have a dramatic weight loss or weight loss surgery, things will change. I don't know what the divorce rate after weight loss surgery is, but I do know that if you want your marriage to work and you're dedicated to that person, it absolutely can. And you can make it work together. Take your spouse to a support group with you. Take them to that support group. Take them to therapy with you. Get help together so you guys can grow closer together instead of further apart. Because that's what's going to happen after weight loss surgery. You're either in this together or you're not. As for relationships outside of that, I had my best friend, she's so funny. My whole life I was jealous of her because she was just so amazing. And then I had weight loss surgery and I lost a lot of weight and I look a little different. And, over the years we all gain a little weight. And she made a comment that she was jealous that I had lost weight and that I feel good and that I look good. And that she was jealous of me. And I was really proud of her for saying that. But what did it do? It inspired her to take her own health into her hands. And she's going to get back to where she used to be, healthy, fit, and active and feeling good about herself. So, sorry that I bypassed you in losing weight. I'm still jealous of your accomplishments, but congratulations, Melissa, on taking control of your own life. That's what we do. We have to support others through the change that we're going through, because we are not only changing our own lives, we're changing everyone around us. Our children, our parents, our siblings, our friends, but mostly our spouses. It is up to you to be supportive and help them understand your changes. And if you can't, find someone who can. Go to therapy, go to a support group. But it's very important that, this is an open conversation. You have to have this conversation, and often, so you guys still feel close to one another. I wish you the very best. I did write a book on making lifestyle changes. It is the same as my last book, but doesn't pertain to weight loss surgery. So if you would like to check that out, you can absolutely check it out on my website, thehappiestwomanalive.com. You can check out my other videos. And thank you so much for watching. I wish you the very best. And I really hope that you can learn to make this work for you and your spouse.